my crafty friends and creators from around the globe. Happy Monday. It's Mass Make Monday here on the channel. And today we're going to mass make some fun journaling cards. And I have a couple of different styles to show you. It'll be a fun little make. So I hope you'll stick around and join me for this fun mass making Monday. I'll see you on the other side.
In a fun junk journal dream, pages crafting grungy scenes. Hither and yon, where friends all meet. Paper glue and vintage treats.
All right, so let's get started. I'm just going to show you some of the stuff I have on my desk for my mass make. And I'll probably bring in some other pages and stuff. But so this is my woodland journals I want to make some cards for. I can probably use these in other forest woodland journals, but I have these forest words that I created in different fonts. And this is a freebie over on my Ko-Fi, and it's also in the Facebook group now where you can just download this for free. I did one that's on this kind of foresty background paper, and then, I don't know, just like vintage. And then I did one on white, and then I gave you the PNG that is transparent. So you could just take it and put it over whatever paper you have. So if you want to put it over pink paper, you can. If you want to put it over, you know, yellow, whatever. So that is there if you want to go grab it. I'll put all the links for the stuff I'm talking about down below. And if it's not down below, I'll explain why. So I have that. I went to the Graphics Fairy and I got a bunch of other words and quotes. So if you're a member of the Graphics Fairy, you can just go to their printables section and go to words and quotes. And then I've just brought up some that I thought might work in case I wanted to use them. I didn't cut these up yet. I cut up a bunch of the words here, but I didn't cut these up yet because I wasn't sure what I was going to use and I didn't want to have a bunch of extra paper on my desk. And then I printed out one of my pages from my graph paper, grungy graph paper set, and I have these kind of typed pages. I like to tear these up and put them side by side in different ways. So this is linked below if you want to go and grab this. There's all sorts of colors in this kit, and it's like not perfect graph paper, which I love, and it just has this kind of grungy effect. And then I have these pages of words, and I did them, so these are all foresty. So this one's about, there's a unique kind of healing in the song of a bird. The forest is a living tapestry. The forest has and I like to tear these and add them to the side of a card and stuff. There's no link for these, but if you'd like a tutorial on how I make these, which is super easy, I make them in Canva or Photoshop, I can go ahead and do that. Just leave me a comment below if you'd like to see a tutorial like that so I know. I have some leftovers from this month's kit that I'm going to use, and so I misprinted them. You can see the bottom is wider and it's kind of crooked, so this wouldn't have lined up for me, so I just reprinted them. More Graphics Fairy stuff, so they have like lots of little collage sheets. These were bookmarks, but I'm probably just going to use them on the journaling card. So these are printables from their Forest Stroll kit. This page looked really cool, so I printed it. Again, those are all Graphics Fairy printables. I'm not going to link you directly to the printable. Just go to your Graphics Fairy account, and I'll link to the Graphics Fairy below, but just go and go to printables. All right, these I got, well, this is Graphics Fairy. I got from Creative Fabrica. And I'll link the kit that I got these from. So if you're a Creative Fabrica member, you can get this. But I think you get like a freebie a month. So you can maybe go and get this. I don't know if it's one now or what, because I'm an annual member and I just don't know what their offers are anymore. But I'll link my Creative Fabrica affiliate link down below, and you can go there if you'd like. And if you sign up, I get a couple of pennies, but it's nothing big and you don't pay any more. But anyway, they do give out freebies. So I'll link this kit below, but you can see it's like a bunch of birds and forest scenes. So these are already made. And I figured, why spend a lot of time making stuff when, you know, these are already there. So I like the way that these look. So I printed them in a couple of sizes and cut them out. These are a little smaller. I love the fox. You know me and foxes and birds. Look at that owl. So I have those. I have some book pages that I just pulled out rather, because I made an altered book. And so I folded them in half and glued them. And then I have some over here that I've gessoed. This one is not as dry as the rest, but these are pretty dry. So I'll probably use some of these and just design this front, and then the back will be for writing. And you'll see how we'll use all of these. I have those. I have some of my jelly prints, some pulls that I did on my jelly plate, and then I just have, these are also Graphics Fairy, but they're just backgrounds. So I figured I could fold these in half, or cut them in half and fold them again and use them as backers. So that's what we're working with today. That's what I'm going to have on my desk. I also found these from Journal Say, sent me a box. I got these, and I think I got another one. I don't know if it's here though. No, but I do have, they also sent me this, so it's Journal Say. You can look up my unboxing on that. This one's got some cool papers in it, so maybe we'll keep that out too. This is just a bunch of butterflies, so I thought that was appropriate. It's got a little lace, but I don't mind. All right, let's get to making. I know you guys are probably sick of me hearing me talk. So we'll start with one of these gessoed pieces, since it's here. And I just want to kind of ink the edges a bit. So I have some vintage photo that I'm going to use just to kind of push that back a little. I'm going to coat most of this with my design, but I also just want to get the edges a little. And we'll do this side. So let's see how many we can get made today on this Mass Make Monday. And if you make something that I make on Mass Make Monday and you want to show it off, please use the hashtag Mass Make Monday, which I think a lot of people are using, but I'll find you. I'll find you. You can tag me at Hither and Yon too, and I'll find you. Okay, and so for the front of this, just grabbing, I think I'm going to take one of these, go this way, and I'm going to tear, I have that silly edge. Somebody had told me in a live, and thank you for trying to help me out, that I could get borderless with an update, but I still don't have it. I think it's based on the Epson model, but anyway, I'm going to tear this and kind of put it down as a background. I'll cut it off at the top where I tore it there. And I'll probably get a bunch of these together. I do like to sew on my journaling cards, so we'll see. I might sew as I go and show you. I just won't keep that. I can't bring my sewing machine over here to the table because it's kind of huge, and I have a very small table, and it's already a tight space here. So just getting my glue, and I'm going to glue this down. We'll just leave a little at the top. And this is all printed on cardstock. I just like that it gives more substance to my pieces, but you can definitely print your stuff on copyweight paper if that's what you have. And I would say use your scraps as much as possible. Really big. Got some glue on there. Let's get that off. Okay, and then I think I'll take one of these. I just want to show you that you can kind of put these together really quick. This one, I'm going to round the corners. And these were full-size sheets in that Creative Fabrica kit. And all I did was put 4 on a page. You can upload them to Canva and do that, or if you have Photoshop, you probably already know how to do that. Or 12 to a page, whatever you want, because you can resize. So you can upload the full-size image in Canva and then just resize it. So, not a lot of brain work here. I want to try to make as many as possible, so I'm going to try to just make these as simply as possible, but I still want them to be beautiful. Okay, and then I have Lark. So I'm going to put that, where do I want it? Maybe right there. And we will have one about done. I'm just going to do something a little bit on the back. So I'm going to get one of my colored pencils. Let's see what I have here. I should have got this before, guys. Sorry. I think colored pencils will give me the opportunity to use, you know, a different color. And I'm just going to kind of make an outline on here. Very messy. Just kind of give it a little personality outside of just a book page. You can certainly use a marker if you'd like. It's up to you. Just put some dots. I don't know. You could also put a little embellishment there, but I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, going on to number 2. Let's make one where I'm kind of gluing these to the base. So, oh, I put one on the back of this. Let's finish this one up since it's here. So we have this, and maybe I'll get, let me see if I have a good quote from the Graphics Fairy stuff. And then I could just put a big quote on here, and this one will be done too. I think there was one that was like butterflies. Papillon, yeah, here it is. So, the desire of the moth for a star. Butterflies appear when an angel is near. I like that one. And you can also just make quotes in Canva. So you just, they have so many backgrounds. You just go and get a letter size, create in letter size, pick a font, and then find some quotes online, make some quotes, and then you're good to go. So I think I'll put this here, like so. I think if you made it like a little 3D, that would be cool too. I like it like this. You don't get much easier than that, guys. It's just one of these sheets, and that is, it's, I don't know if that is going to help you at all. It ends in 240-171, but it says "Have a Good Day, Lace Magazine." I don't know. They never get the words right. Everything just doesn't make sense. All right, so that one's done. I would sew around that. Maybe on the back of this one we'll use our, this one is not sharp. Right, this is a lighter green, so let's see how this looks. I'm not doing anything fancy, you can see. I am breaking it every so often, like breaking my line. but I am just scribbling. Use your other hand if you're not really good at just letting go. A couple of lines in there, some dots. Ta-da! Okay, 2 done. Yay! All right, let's work on this one. I'm already making a mess. All right, so for this one, I want to tear a piece of this, but I'm going to cut the edge. All right, so I'm going to tear it this way. I don't want my white showing, and I'm going to kind of pull it and go in a couple of different directions. And we can probably use this on more than one card. I printed on the other side in case I wanted to use some of that too. Okay, and then what are you? Nope, not long enough. So let me grab one of these from, these are those Graphics Fairy. I can do this. And this is going to go under that, so I'm just going to cut it up with my trimmer. Let's see, where are you ending? Right there. So let's cut this, I don't know, out there. My wonderful measuring skills in action. I'll take this off. I don't have to take that other side off. And then I just want to cut it down so it kind of covers here. So cut that little bit off. I always am really good at masterfully putting stuff in my way too, so I don't know. I always, like, if it could be in the one spot that is completely in my way, I will put it there. I'm a master at it. Okay, I do have to ink this also. So this is just a rectangle I'm putting down. I do want my ends down good. I am going to glue it, but I mean, sew it, but still. And you can use a glue stick, use whatever you have. I'll put some, oh, I went, you know what? I just realized I went on the gesso side, but that's okay. I have a fix for that. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not paying attention. Okay, and then this, I want to kind of sit like this and just bring in some contrast. So I'm going to cut from here to there. I'm just going to put it on my trimmer, and I sort of just line those 2 dots up in my track because sometimes it's just not even, you know, like so. And then I can sew this before I put it down. But since this one's already down, I think I will do some faux stitching maybe on this one. It doesn't take that long. So we're going to put that down. And then I'm going to use one of the little cards that I did. Let me see what I have from the Creative Fabrica bunch. I also have some fussy cuts that I'll probably pull out from my own stash that I forgot to grab. All right, so I thought one of these would be really pretty on here. Just did a bird. I was looking for, ooh, I like this, the buck. And I'm going to make it kind of off, like kilter a little. Hope you guys are having a good crafty Monday. Let's go up a little and then I can put another word down here. And you can really go crazy. You can add more stuff if you want. You know, I'm just trying to get as many done as I can. Sparrow, thrush, evergreen, hush, quietude. I like quietude. Is that a real word? Kind of do that. And then I have a marker. This one's a micro perm Sakura. This one's the 05. I'm usually working with the 5s or the 8s. Those are my faves. And then you can just do some fake stitching. Sometimes it's easier if I pull towards me. I'm a little straighter then. If you have those stitch stamps, those work really good too. My old standby is the pen. Ta-da! Now, since I used the side that I wanted to, just going to get a piece of coffee dyed paper. That is always a good way to kind of put it back on. Why do I have a staple in it? Yeah, like a fun place to journal. If you know, you want to kind of cover up the book page. A piece of vellum, tracing paper would work too, or cardstock, anything, whatever you have. And I am not going to sew this one, so I am going to use my liquid glue, but I'm going to try to stay pretty light with it. Ooh. And this is the key. If you press it down really good, you avoid the bubbles. And then why don't we put a little stamp on here of a bird. I love these stamps. My daughter got them for me. Oh wait, no, I think I bought these and she bought me the cat and dog one. Like that. Okay, 3. All right, so what's up next? We'll do ink. We'll kind of do some layers. I have this mushroom and I have these layers from the Graphics Fairy, but I don't know that I like them with this particular one. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, look at this fern paper. That's kind of cool. This is heavyweight. It feels almost like handmade paper. That could be a real fern in there too, which is surprising. Maybe I'll just do this one. I do like that. Let's see if I put this under here. Not that one. I don't know why there's a staple in that. It's a really cool piece of paper. I want to get most of that fern in there, but you know how hard it is sometimes to tear when you don't have a close grip to the edge. All right, that's good. Do something like that. Maybe come over a little bit. Okay, let me glue this one down. I think we're going to have to cut that one at the top or the bottom. I think at the top. What's up? What's up, glue? There we go. Better. And then this one will go here. Let's see if I can tear this. Close enough. This will go here, and then I think I'll get a fussy cut to put over it. No fussy cut. Maybe a butterfly or a moth, or I have some forest ones, so I'll pull them out. Ooh. And I think next up we'll try another fun one, a new one, and then you guys will have some tools for your ephemera building toolkit. Maybe a mushroom. What do you think? So these are the ones I use for my crafty cuts. These are on my website. Oh, look at the little mouse. That's too big though. Kind of like that one. Running out of room on my very small desk already. I know you're shocked. Like that. And I have toadstool. I'm not sure that it's a toadstool. I think it's starts with an A. Somebody else shout it out. I always like the word by the element, but let's put the element down and we'll play. We'll see. This one I'll probably sew. So I want to leave a little space there. Maybe I will put it up there. Like that. Let's just ink this side. Perfect. 4. moving right along. All right, I have this piece. Let me cut this in half so it'll be more journal card size. It'll get a little smaller when we do this little bit also. I'm just eyeballing it. Maybe we can make 2 at a time. Let's see. Let me ink first because I want ink on all the edges. And if you are on my Instagram, I kind of give you some directions on coffee dyeing your own paper. They're down in the highlights. There's one called coffee dyeing. So if you've never coffee dyed before, you can go check that out. It gives you the degrees and stuff like that. But every oven is different. I do them in the oven. If it's really nice outside and I'm going to be outside, I'll do some outside. But the oven is faster. That's what I use in the winter. So let me know how you coffee dye your paper. Use the oven. All right, so what I want to do is I want to fold this down at the top. Maybe there. And then we're going to fold over on the side, just one side. And I want it to be about the same because I want to make like a square here. Again, just eyeballing it. Okay, so this is going to be the size of my journal card, and I can add some stuff on the other side. And then where those 2 lines meet, we're going to fold this over up to that line. And you want to keep this pretty straight. So there's like where your creases are from these folds. I don't want to ink it because I don't want it to be inked. But you see these creases? When you fold this over, you just want to line them up to these creases. Like so. Okay, and then we're just going to take these 2 sides and we're going to fold them the other way, just that part. And then these 2 are going to go in and this is going to come down. Okay, if you miss that, this is this fold, this is this fold. This is our line that we went this way. I just folded them the other way. And then we kind of work them in. So they're touching each other and you get something like this. Okay, and you can clean up your edges and everything. You want everything really kind of pushed down because we want it to lay flat. And then I'll get a journaling card paper. Doing something with something on the back. Let's see. Okay, so I just found this one. This is Graphics Fairy. This was a kit I got on Etsy. It was digitals of some coffee dyed papers. And I just want to cut a journal size card that this will fit to. Let me cut off the white. Again, if you know how to print borderless on an ET2800, feel free to shout it out, but mine will not do it, no matter what settings it gives me. I show a borderless setting, but it doesn't do it. It still leaves a border. So I just don't think it's going to ever be available on my version. This one I have to be a little more careful. So I'm going to pull this up before I cut it, because I will cut that crease. You know I will. You know it. Okay, We're not going to see this anyway on this side, but I do want to see the birds. So this one's going to go on this side. I'm just going to glue it down. And I'm going to glue here. Oh, why glue? Why? Why are you doing me dirty? It had something stuck in there. All right, here we go. We're back. Better. Come on. Here we go. I'll just trim it up. Oh, get some of his little beak off. All right, let me clean this up. This way. I've lost my scissors. You don't want to cut that crease. It's an important part. And I am notorious for cutting off important parts, so we don't want to do that. Nothing too damaging. Okay, and on this side, I need another little card. We have this bunny. She had a taller one, but I don't. Let me see. Oh, hold on. I'm going to use another piece out of here. I got all these. They're gorgeous. This one's not that heavy. Do I want to use another piece of this? Why not? Because this almost fits perfectly. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to this. You could have any size card there. You can go as big as small as you want. But the key here is you only want to glue this section. So I'm just going to put some glue down. And affix my bunny. Okay, and now you could put a word on there. Let's put a word. This will all make sense in a second. Bramble. I think the bramble goes with the bunny, don't you? I don't know. And we're only going to glue this side. Okay, so I don't know about here. We just don't want to glue it to the other paper because then our thing won't work. All right, and then the way this works is it looks like a journaling card. And then this flips up and you have journaling space. Now I am not loving that. Oh my goodness. Everything is going off. Leave me alone. Let's just do this. And you know what? We'll put a little stamp so there's that too. So this will go like this. Open. Let's put you gonna see that? Yeah, we'll see that. I'll put something here. Stamped. Or we could do this. I have this new pine cone stamp. I absolutely love it. I can do it over here. I'm just using the archival coffee. Hopefully that won't, oh, it always does that. It's okay. I'm going to get my bee stamp and stamp the bee over it. Ta-da! Looks intentional. Okay, so this will fold in, and that is our next journaling card. Okay, right, that's fine. You could put a little paper clip on there too. I just like that these are kind of fun. Okay, let's do another one of those. Let's do another one. I'm going to do this one on cardstock. That was coffee dyed paper, so let's see what we get here. These are from another membership site. If you know it, put it down below. I can't think of it off the top of my head. They changed their name. It's something Collage Club, I think. Anyway, you pay once. I have a lifetime membership because I got it way back when 49 Dragonflies, when she was promoting it. I think it was her, and I got in early. Oh, really? And so, yeah. Anyway, we'll do one more of those, and then we'll do some others. And then that's it. You'll pretty much have some ideas of some stuff you can make. You don't have to watch the whole video if you don't want to. I'm not going to keep you hostage. All right, so I'm going to fold this one so I get some of those butterflies. And this one, it has the lines from my printer because the alignment was out. But in this case, I think it works because those could be nice writing lines. So I'm not mad about that. And you can't see it on the other side. It only happened on that one side. All right, let's see. Think about there. That butterfly is going to be upside down, but that's okay. And so now you see where our X is. I'm going to fold on that X, line up my folds. Like that. And then we can just fold it in. Why it's important to get the folds even. It's okay. We're going to put something over that anyway. It's not that big a deal. This flower fell there nicely. Okay, and now I can put something over top of this. Really got to work on these creases. Hold on. It's cardstock, so it doesn't want to lay as flat. All right, let's ink. I'm actually going to use, I have a new, like a shiny new foam dauber. Foam top for my ink. It should be very dark now. I'm just going to tap. And this side, I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Uh-oh. No, I'm not. That was not Vintage Photo. I put my Vintage Photo into there. So let me get that cleaned off. I saw it coming out. I'm like, oh no, what'd you do? What'd you do? What did you do? This is a bigger journaling card, which is great. I don't have a lot of bigger journaling cards. So, and you can do the creases if you want. I don't want to. You can do it this way too if you want. I mean, you can flip it around and do it pretty much any way you want. But I need a big piece of something. So let's pull out that squirrel from earlier. Will he fit? Maybe, if you can find him. Yeah. He will. He'll be fine. I think he needs to be backed on something. Cool. Actually, let's use the butterflies. They're a little more, actually, I have some of this. I just printed some grid paper over. I think this is a design that I did, an AI design. All right, so I'm going to put my squirrel on here. Just because he's a little small, but I want to use him. I want to. He's gonna sit on there. Yes, I want to do this side. Now we have to ink the other side again. Gosh, those whiteboarders drive me nuts. And before I put this all down, I'm just going to stamp in there. You just glue a word in, but I prefer to stamp. I have journal. Where's the brown? I was going to use black, but everything's brown. Sorry if I moved you guys. The word would leave, I'd have the border, and I didn't want that. I could also stamp another stamp in there. It didn't have to be a word. This would make a fun little hidden tuck too. Could do that in the future. We'll do this one. I'll do a couple more with you guys, and then you're off and running for your Mass Make Monday. Let me know what I should make next week. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. So what I mean by a little hidden spot, like if you leave like this side open or this side open or the top open, then you'd have another little pocket or tuck or something that you could put stuff in. So that will pretty much weigh that down, but you could always slide over a little hidden paper clip with an acorn. I have this big brown bear. He can go there. I don't know. They're not exactly woodland, so I kind of want to cover them up. Let's see what else I got here. I mean, I don't have to, but... Whew! Me! Thinking. Dangerous. I don't mind it. They're very lovely parakeets. Lovebirds? They look like parakeets. However, there's not a whole bunch of them in the woodland areas. There we go. Do that, and then I can put a word up here. Hushed. Shelter. Whisper. Wilding. Let's do wilding. Mr. Owl is wilding. And I'm just going to cut the corners off to give it a little extra character. There's a little room to right there. We have this, which opens like that. And then we can put another piece of paper on there for journaling. Oh, we have this. That doesn't really match. You know what? It's not that bad, actually. I'm going to use it. I'm going to tear it. Don't like sharp corners when I tear. It's all too long. There we go. Perfect. I like these really big journaling cards because there's always pages that you need something big. You need like a big pocket or a big tuck, and you just need something else in it. And then, where did my woodland ones go? Here they are. Let's see what else I got. A little fox. Little baby fox. Hello, little friend. You're adorable. All my devices are so noisy today. So noisy. There we go. It's a cool big one. All right, let's do a couple more. We'll get another one of these. This bird. Actually, I'm going to use my fancy scissors. These, they leave like a jagged edge, just for some extra interest. Instead of tearing, I can be a little more precise. Excuse me. A little phlegmy. Maybe what we'll do is we'll cut another piece to go under this from this graph paper. Like here in the corner. I have to fix that. Yeah. Kind of like that. I'm going to mass make more bits on my Friday Live this week. Thank you, Carrie. That was a great idea. So if you want to do a little slower paced kind of mass make of journaling cards, you can catch me on there. So that's at noon Eastern on Friday. Here on the channel, you just look for the live on the live tab. I also send out notifications on Instagram, and you can get notified on YouTube if you're subscribed. So just one more reason to subscribe. All right, let's do this. And then I have some die cuts, so I think I'll get a black die cut and put it here. Woo! Very excited. I'm dying to use this crow. That is cover material, though. All right, let's see. Do I have any long? Oh, I do. And kind of put them up the side. Like so. Okay, let me get it down. I like that contrast too. If I put it right on the edge, it blends that edge in too. And this one can kind of go over here a little. I don't think he's a sparrow. He's blue. He could be a robin, but I don't think so. Maybe a thrush. We can call him a thrush. He's not a thrush. I'm going to use these. Maybe he just has the thrush. I hope not. I hope not, little birdie. There. Simple, right? Very simple stuff. I don't think I'll sew around him. But I am going to use my marker and kind of do some outlines on this side. Or actually, why don't I stamp it with my, if I can find them. Am I going to find them? I don't know if I'm going to find that. I have misplaced my line stamp, but that's okay. I can do it with a pen. Where are you, pen? If I can find the pen. Found it. Let's do... Here we go. Another one done. All right, I'm going to do a few more if you want to stick around, but if you kind of got it, you can go on. I just want to make a bunch more, so I'll make a few more with you guys on camera. Because I need so many. This one, I think I'll pick 2 of these. I love the little deer. I'll put something on the back there. I'm going to tear it. Maybe a quote on this one instead of a word. I know I have so many things, so many goodies to pick from. I'm going to do this one on 3 sides, just so I can have another little hidden space in there. Like I said before, how we could do. So this side will be open. Where are the 2 I just picked? Oh no. I lost them. Oh, here they are. Alright, so that's open. Let me smush that down better. Kind of want to pull up one end to account for that gap. Sometimes when you pull it up and push your glue into it, it'll make that lay more flat. Sometimes. Not this time. All right. You and you. Do it like that. I don't want to cover him up. Okay. You know, if you have smaller pieces like stamps or something, you could do a trail of 3 stamps down the side. Or, you know, I like 3s. I like odd numbers when it comes to creating, but you know, whatever looks good to you is what really counts. Let's see what a quote. Let's see. Bird watchers. Wings, feathers, flight. All right, these are little words. Maybe bird watcher. Forest bird never wants a cage. Let me see if I can make that work because I like that. Henrik's Ibsen, I think, is what that says. It's hard to read it. Heinrich. Nope. Nah, doesn't work. All right, I'm just gonna use a regular word or two. Actually, there's a quote I could pull apart, or I could cut out some of these too. Wind in branches, gentle crunch of leaves. Again, if you'd like me to show you how I do these, it's pretty simple, but I'm happy to do a video, so let me know. Pine needles underfoot. We can use that too. Let's see. You can also cut up a book. I've done that so many times. Gentle crunch of leaves. Let's see if I can break this apart. Yeah, better. If it wasn't green, it would probably be even better, but I'm not going to cut into the other one just yet. I think this will be the last one, maybe. We'll do one more. It's supposed to be a mass make. Make another really big one. And then this has this. I'm going to have to put something in there to remind me. That's going to get lost in there. Let's put a little stamp on this side. Actually, I'm going to use this because I have this fern. This one is fern green. How appropriate. I don't know. Maybe I got these. I'm going to get these. I think on eBay. They seem to be like weird in the center, but you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Hey, all right. I like it. All right, let's do a really big one. A really big one. So I'm just going to take one of these and glue it together. And around the corners, this is cardstock, so it's a bit heavier weight. And I have to remember that that's about the size of my journal pages most of the time, so I'm going to cut a decent portion around just so it's smaller and can fit in a pocket or something on my page. These are the easier ones. If you have leftover digitals, like from kits and stuff, and you have full pages, it's perfect to make them into bigger journal cards. I'm just going to glue it closed. You could leave it so that it opens into a writing space if you want. In this case, I just want it to be a journaling card. Don't want glue all over my desk. The other thing you can do with these, well, we'll do another one and I'll just show you one more quick. We'll do another one next. Hold on. All right, I'm going to around these corners. And ink. And this one I will sew around. As well, because it's such a big space, I want to break it up. All right, on this side, I'm just going to do a collage. I have this out, so I'm going to some of this. And some of this left. Gosh. I don't know, it's a visual thing, it just annoys me. And then I need something bigger in the back. Kind of have this. Like that. Let me ink these. Sometimes when your papers don't match up exactly because the tones are a little off, your ink can tie everything together if you ink. So even though they may be different tones and designs, sometimes the ink itself is what kind of brings them all together. So just something to keep in mind. Just kind of want to remember where it's going. Have those labels I did too. I might be able to dress it up at one of those. We'll see how that lays out. And just a little collage. I think that looks nice. So I have these. Maybe one of these would work here somewhere. Now a turtle, a bird. We have some flowers. These are really big. Put one up here. I like this bird. Bird's the word. These are Graphics Fairy also. Printables. I just searched forest and I found a bunch of the foresty printables. You could search, you know, birds, whatever. Creative Fabrica too, they have so many forest themes in there. So kind of like that. Up a little. I think I'm going to go up a little. And I'm going to go just slightly over so I'm not even with this because I don't want to be even with that. And then I have another stamp with color brown that says, "For you." I think I'll just put that in there. And I would sew around the whole thing. It needs a tab, and I'm going to put a piece of this. I'm going to put this on the back. Just so I actually have some writing space. This is a really good heavy-duty journaling card. I'll go see if I can find a tab. And I think I can fit a quote on this one. It's too small. I need a bigger one. That one's cool. I have a file on my website if you want to make these on your Cricut or Silhouette. I have the files for you so you can just upload them to your Cricut or Silhouette and then make your own. You can make a ton of them, and I gave you a full sheet of them in different sizes too that you can just put into your Silhouette machine. You get this on first, and then I can position the other piece. Maybe I want it on the side. Maybe I'll put it down here. I might have to adjust this. You know, I don't know. I kind of don't mind it. All right, I'm going to just glue this down. And then I'll put a quote at the top. I could have put my tab at the top too. But I don't know. Just from the other side, I thought it looked weird. I do a lot of side tucks, so it's all good. Right. Simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. The contemplation of beauty causes the soul to grow wings. Like that. Kind of has wings in it and beauty. It's just a nice quote. Yes, more graphics fairy here. And since all those corners are rounded, I'm going to round this. I'm going to go in with this darker color. And I'm going to go over it with the vintage photo. And I'm going to offset it. Have to make it crooked. I just can't. Can't help myself. It's calling me to stamp it right here with, I have a moth, a bird. I'm looking at all the stuff I have in my sites here. I have these trees. How about we do these trees? There's no name on this. I don't know where this is from. It's not even like anything. You know, this color looks like your creative studio. Sorta. I remember those stamps would come in and they'd be red. So maybe it came from there. I don't remember them ever sending wood stamps. All right. So let's do that one more. I'll show you something else you can do with this. So this one's done. Okay, if you have a full sheet of paper that you want to use, maybe we'll turn this into 2. So my paper is 8.5 by 11, and I'm just going to cut it at 4 1/4 and then trim it. For these white bits. Okay, so it's folded in half. I didn't glue anything yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a hole punch of some type. If you have a decorative one, that'll work. I think I have a square one that has like a fun edge. Yeah. This is an old one. Who is this one? I have no idea. Oh, there. Marvy. Okay, just take one of these and kind of fit it in here. Make a little window. And then I would glue this on the inside. Just so I'm not seeing that white. Just going to line it up again into this. And then you can put a picture or something on there, or you could make this so that it's a journaling card with a tag inside and just leave the top open and then have your tag show through the window. But in this case, I am going to see if I have something small to put in there. There was a collage page from, here it is. Oh, I have these stamps too. Will one of these fit? Yeah, if I cut it down, maybe this mongoose. Well, let's do this. I could just go in there and cut him out too. Yeah, let's do that on the other one. Let's see, is this going to be a good size? You know what? With a little ink, we'll be fine. All right, we'll put this on the other one. I'll do it down here. Can't even tell. All right, I am gonna just kind of ink here too. I'm just gonna glue this closed, but you could keep, well, maybe we'll leave like this up here open. That would be fun, right? And then he's gonna go here. So let's glue him in. Yeah, it's still a journaling card. If your paper is, like, if you don't mind the white, you could just leave this to open and journal inside. But I don't want that. I'm going to leave this top part open, though, just so I can slide something in there, like a, I don't know, a tag, a note. And around the corners so it looks like a journaling card. I'll ink it. And now, like, you could slide things in here if you wanted to. If I wanted to, I will. I have to put something in there to remind me that it's there. Let me ink it first. So just something else you can do is just have some other decorative elements, or just leave your card open and reveal. All right, so this is going to go in here. The journaling is on the back. So I'll stamp it. I'll use black this time. It says, hey, journal here. Journal. And then I could be weird and put like Robin. Maybe that's the mongoose's name. Nestle. He's kind of nestled in there, huh? Just some ideas for you guys. Yeah. All right. And we'll do this last one and be done. So I'm kind of going to go like where this white is. I am going to glue this down, but you can kind of see this. I can see it peeking through. It's a little annoying. And I'm going to stamp on here. And I have a moth stamp that I've been eyeballing, so I'm going to use that. In my craft room, I have some of my favorite stamps just out on my shelves because I grab them all the time. So why not, right? And then I always have them there. I always have them there for when I want to use them. Let's go with brown. It's a very elegant, kind of simple card. Maybe elegant's not the best word. All right, I'm going to glue this whole thing down. Makes another sturdy journaling card. And I will sew around this also. And this would be a good one for a quote too. So I'll get that moth quote I saw earlier. Pleasure's a moth that sleeps by day and dances by false glare at night, but joys a butterfly. No, this seems mean to the moth. Judge the moth by the beauty of the candle. The desire of the moth for the star, of the night for the morrow, the devotion to something afar from the sphere of our sorrow. I don't know. All the moth quotes are kind of, That's all right. It's supposed to be for butterflies, so maybe they did more of that. I don't know. It's fine. And this one I'm going to put a tab on the top of it. Should have got out another one while I was in there. That'll work. It's good to have these to print too on the Cricut because you can use your scraps and just put them on your mat and cut a few, and then you're not wasting scraps. And there we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to sew up the ones that I want to sew up, and then I'll come back and I'll do a little photo montage for you so you can kind of see. But we made a lot. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not bad. 11 journaling cards. in whatever amount of time. I don't think that's bad at all. So I hope I gave you some inspiration and information this Mass Make Monday. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, you might want to consider subscribing for more content like this. And let me know if you'll be making some of these. And if you do, please share them in the Facebook group, Hither and Yon Create Space, or tag me on Instagram, Hither and Yon Studio, and I will share it on my story. All right, guys, thanks for playing today. I'll see you next Monday. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye!
In a fun junk journal dream, PJ's crafting grungy scenes. Hither and Yon were friends.